Today's August 5th, and temperature's been good. It's been holding at 140 mostly. It's now going down, it's closer to 130. So what I'm gonna do, actually, is take this pile and just mound it up on its own and remove the geobin and use the geobin for the wood chip pile instead. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do, because this one's pretty much done. I mean, it's not fully composted, but I use all my compost as a top layer because I do no dig method. I don't mix it into anything, so it should be fine to use in the garden and just layer as mulch. Let's see. The reason I moved it to the geobin, the reason I moved the pile to the geobin is because I'm hoping that for one, it'll contain the wood chips better than that, which is too porous. So this, of course, will contain them better, and also just to reduce the amount of evaporation. So I also covered the top with this compostable bag, and I can see already a lot of condensation underneath. I don't know if you could see, which is great. It means it's retaining moisture instead of all of that would have evaporated out next morning, actually. So this isn't even 24 hours. Okay, what is that? A little over 120 on its way to 130. Okay, great. So we'll see how this does. Hopefully this I find that the biggest impediment to this composting process for me is maintaining moisture. That's the hardest part in this heat, and if it's not well covered, it just evaporates. Even this is my regular compost pile, or more my older one, and this even dries out fast, and I just transferred it from the geobin just to mounded it up and covered it with this. Hey, what are you guys saying over here? I'm like talking up a storm. Not a fast process in any way. Apologize, I know it's like not a fast process at all. It's been way slower than it should have been, so this is not really like an optimal experiment, but it's just, it's just a test. So we'll see how things go. Okay, it's October 21st, and I have not continued to turn this pile over the last few months as much as I wanted to, and I have not continued to amend it. I probably only turned it a couple more times since that last clip, but at some point I just piled it up here, covered it, and basically just try to keep it moist. Obviously, as you can see, this is not turned into fully decomposed compost, far from it. So at this point I can only use it as a mulch or a top layer, which is what I'm doing here, what I'm using it for. So I would say, can you get wood chips hot? Can you hot compost wood chips? Yes, you can, but the amount of material that you have to add and greens and all that kind of stuff is a lot. I must have added at least 100 pounds of coffee grounds, as well as a bunch of other green waste and scraps and all that kind of stuff, and it was not enough to make this pile of wood chips fully decompose or come close to fully decomposing. I think there's still a lot of good material in here. There's a lot of good nutrients in this pile, and it'll definitely be good as a mulch on top of my beds. So again, I guess you could consider this a failure. I would not recommend trying to hot compost wood chips or trying to compost them. It's really not worth it unless you're only using it as a topping, a mulch. So that's it. This is the last video. Hope you enjoyed the series. Maybe it was a little boring, but I'll probably do more videos in the future specific to composting. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Please comment.